Welcome to EP Chauffeur. In this video we will be putting the 2021 Ford Bronco Sport to the test, seeing what happens in the real world. Ford Motor Car Company have at last begun releasing the all-new Ford Bronco Sport. This is the smaller of two versions that will eventually be available. Most reviews just give you the perspective of how the vehicle performs over just a few hours. However, in this review, we will give you the insight of how this vehicle performed over the first 1,000 miles. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell, as we will be providing updates to give you a long-term use review. This vehicle will be used for promotional purposes. We will also be providing useful videos on everything that we do to this vehicle. The Bronco Sport is based on the Ford Escape platform. The Bronco Sport comes in 5 trim levels. Base starts just over $27,000. Big Bend starts at nearly $29,000. Badlands starts at nearly $33,000. Outer Banks starts at nearly $33,000. First Edition starts at just over $38,000. But is no longer available to purchase new. I have seen the Big Bend trim marked up as much as $8,000, due to low inventory and high demand, in the summer of 2021. That is a 25% markup. This is a temporary spike in prices. As manufacturing levels return to normal, and more vehicles enter the market, prices will correct to normal levels. If you are looking to purchase a vehicle, we have a video that will explain the buying process, and help you save a lot of money and time. A link will be provided at the end of this video, and in the description. 2 engines are available. A 1.5-litre 3-cylinder turbo which produces 181 horsepower, and a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo which produces 250 horsepower. Both of which are EcoBoost engines. The 3-cylinder engine comes as standard in the base, Big Bend, and Outer Banks models, with an option for upgrade to the 4-cylinder. The Badlands and First Edition come with the 4-cylinder as standard. Color choices are unique to the Bronco range. Alto Blue Natural, Area 51, Cactus Gray, Carbonized Gray, Cyber Orange Metallic, Iconic Silver, Kodiak Brown, Oxford White, Rapid Red Metallic, and Shadow Black. The designers have obviously made a good attempt at joining the new Bronco to the history of the old one. The logo is represented throughout the vehicle. Dashboard, seats, mats, and headlights. So here are some of the good points for this vehicle. It is a unique looking car that certainly stands out in the crowd. Pretty much everyone immediately recognizes the vehicle, though sometimes it is mistaken for a miniature Land Rover from a distance. The formed rubber floor mats are a nice touch, are easy to maintain, and keep clean. The zippers and molly on the rear of the front seats are nice, again following the theme of adventure. I'm not sure really though how effective the molly could be, given the very limited leg room in the rear seats. The digital dash is nice, shooting stars, and all. Squared off edges to the vehicle give the feeling of space. The vehicle feels quite wide, even though it is pretty much a standard width. The headroom is more than adequate for a 6-foot-tall driver. The stereo is just adequate enough to combat the road noise, and can be upgraded to a Bang & Olufsen system. They certainly came out with a wide range of accessories for the vehicle. And it even comes with its own bottle opener, for those moments when you are up a mountain, and you left yours at home in the kitchen. Well, being more realistic, the day you are at a friend's backyard barbecue, and you forgot the bottle opener for your favorite beer. I will confess I have had the opportunity to use it. The seats are simple yet comfortable. Interesting use of materials in the Outer Banks version. The interior is clean and uncluttered. But here are some points to be aware of. The first thing that everyone says when they see the vehicle in person: "I thought it would be bigger." This can be a good and bad thing, all wrapped up in one. It is smaller, being based on the Escape, and thus it is easy to park and maneuver. The smaller size means that the luggage area is smaller, and the rear leg room is small. With 2 adults sitting in the front seat, it would be tight getting 2 adults in the back. Ford decided to use their Sync 3 technology in this vehicle, even though Sync 4 was available. Shame, a little more foresight on this one. The engine strains when you need to put on the gas. The engine whines because it is small engine for the size of vehicle, and can even be mistaken for a small diesel engine. The Bronco Sport weight ranges from 3,467 to 3,707 pounds, whereas the Escape weighs in at 3,298 to 3,668 pounds. The hood is very flimsy, you can see it flex and wobble as you are driving down the freeway. There is also no sound insulation applied to the inside of the hood, which partially explains why the noise from the engine can be so loud. The metal is very thin and flimsy throughout the vehicle, and will give way very easily. One of the window seals was damaged. It was obviously delivered this way. So far, 2 months working with the dealer, and it still has not been fixed. Every excuse possible has been used, from it being a COVID issue, to new product, to no information being available. The ride is firm, especially on surface streets. This adds to the noise of the vehicle. We did find that for some reason that the tires had been inflated to 48 psi, which should have been 33, according to the factory sticker. This did make the ride noisier and firmer. We corrected this issue and noise levels did come down, and the ride was smoother. However, this was a little concerning because at the dealer, this had passed a pre-delivery inspection. There is no rear parcel shelf, and no option for one to be installed. Though one of the reasons for the shelf is provide extra space, it also acts as a sound barrier. The shelf in fact substantially reduces the noise within the cabin and even provides a security element so people are unable to see what is in the rear cargo space. Without the parcel shelf, noise from the back easily bounces around the cabin of this SUV. Even with the tire pressure correction, the combination of a firm ride, poor insulation and no rear parcel shelf can make for a noisy ride. Time to turn up that stereo. It would probably not be a good idea to put off-road tires on his vehicle. The additional noise that they would create, you will need a much more powerful stereo. Economy mode must be selected on the GOAT dial every time you start the vehicle. GOAT stands for goes over any terrain. This vehicle has normal, economy, sport, slippery, and sand modes. I can only presume that it is not up to the Baja, mud and ruts, or rock crawl modes, as these are omitted. Those are left for the Badlands edition. The choice of tires, on this Bronco Sport, give the game away. The Michelin Primacy AS is described by the manufacturer as the latest generation of fuel-efficient, all-season performance tires designed for passenger cars and minivans. And no, you cannot use tire chains on the Bronco Sport either, they even have you sign paperwork to absolve themselves. Remember, no off-road tires, the noise will hurt your ears. Finally, there is this warning. Fortunately, this can be switched off. I would be concerned with anyone that thinks that this is a good safety feature. To be honest, if you are that distracted that you may inadvertently leave your child in the rear seat, perhaps you should not be driving in the first place. Please take a moment to like, subscribe and hit that notifications button. Watch for the video showing the rear cargo space storage and the armrest vault installation. What is our conclusion after the first 1,000 miles? This vehicle is unique and has more street credibility than the Escape, which is now getting quite old in the Ford lineup. Ford, you could have done a whole lot more with the sound insulation, which would have made the ride so much more enjoyable. Yes, we want a cargo shelf. No, I do not want to put stuff on it, but I do not want to hear all the loose items rolling around in the back. Time to turn up the stereo again. We do have the cargo space organizer on order, so we will let you know what we think of that piece of kit. We will also be installing a locking safe in the center console. Again, look for the video covering that install. This could be the perfect little adventure car for a young family looking to drive out to the country every now and then. It is fun, but do not expect too much from the engine. It is nippy, but not sure how well this will actually survive in off-road conditions. However, we understand that the majority of SUVs do not even make it off-road. So, if you want something off-road capable, you may want to wait for its bigger brother. The looks, the design and the interior may be screaming adventure in the mountains and deserts, but in reality, it looks like this one was firmly intended to be sat in traffic, and winding its way through the neighborhood, just trying to look cool. Many rumors say that the Bronco Sport is after the Jeep market, but I think the Bronco Sport is not up for that. Perhaps we may have to wait for the larger Bronco to be a true contender. However, the engine does get great gas mileage, and with the price of fuel rising, that is a good thing. But we were not able to reach the advertised mileage, but still a respectable 24.5 miles to the US gallon. There are no satin finish options. We think that this could be a cool looking vehicle in satin grey or green. Do not pay over list price, this vehicle just is not worth it. You will live to regret spending the extra money. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. Also please feel free to comment and let us know what you would like to see.